The 1960s and 70s were a golden age for sci-fi and adventure. Spies, superheroes, space travel, and special effects pushed pop culture into a new era. We're talking secret agents, spaceships, aliens, and superheroes, all capturing our collective imaginations. Think James Bond's suave gadgets and death-defying stunts. Picture the Starship Enterprise boldly going where no one had gone before. Remember the awe-inspiring visuals of 2001, A Space Odyssey. And who could forget the rise of iconic heroes like Spider-Man and Luke Skywalker? These stories weren't just entertaining, they reflected our hopes, fears, and dreams about the future. So buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through the pop culture revolution of the 1960s and 70s. The Cold War era, with its nuclear anxieties, made the idea of secret agents operating in the shadows incredibly captivating. And nobody did it better than James Bond. Sean Connery, with his dry wit and license to kill, became a global icon. Fast cars, exotic locations, and gadgets galore. Bond films had it all. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. took a more tongue-in-cheek tone but kept the core elements: international intrigue and stylish spies. These films weren't just entertaining, they were cultural barometers reflecting the anxieties and fascinations of the time. Impossible, Jason Bourne, Kingsman, they all owe a debt to Bond and his contemporaries. The Cold War might be over, but our fascination with espionage never really went away. Few films can hold a candle to Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, when it comes to pushing boundaries. This wasn't your typical aliens and explosions sci-fi flick. This was a philosophical exploration of humanity's place in the cosmos. The iconic image of the monolith, a symbol of unknown intelligence guiding our evolution. The haunting presence of HAL 9000, a sentient computer that becomes both a character and a commentary on our relationship with technology. And those visuals. Even today, the special effects hold up, a testament to Kubrick's visionary filmmaking. Filmmakers like George Lucas and Ridley Scott have cited 2001 as a direct inspiration for their own sci-fi epics. This wasn't just a movie, it was an experience, a journey into the vast unknown. Its legacy continues to inspire filmmakers and audiences alike. Planet of the Apes took a simple premise: astronauts crash landing on a planet ruled by apes, and turned it into a cultural phenomenon. Charlton Heston as Taylor, the disillusioned astronaut, became iconic. The film tackled themes of racism, prejudice, and the dangers of unchecked power. These issues resonated deeply in the turbulent 1960s. Remarkably, the film's message continues to resonate today. Its allegorical storytelling reminds us of science fiction's power for social commentary. It spawned sequels, a TV series, a remake, and a new trilogy. It sparked conversations and challenged perceptions. It became a cultural touchstone. Star Trek, a show that boldly went where no television series had gone before. Gene Roddenberry's vision of a diverse utopian future was revolutionary for its time. Captain Kirk, a charismatic leader who embodied exploration and diplomacy. Spock, the logical Vulcan science officer representing the potential for reason and understanding to bridge cultural divides. And Uhura, a black female communications officer, a powerful symbol of inclusion. Star Trek wasn't just about diversity. It tackled social issues head-on. Episodes dealt with prejudice, war, the ethics of advanced technology, all within the framework of exciting sci-fi adventures. Star Trek inspired generations of scientists, engineers, and astronauts. It broke down barriers and sparked conversations about social justice, diversity, and the importance of striving for a better tomorrow. Its message of inclusivity, exploration, and the boundless potential of humanity continues to resonate with audiences today. The birth of a universe of superheroes and interconnected storytelling that changed entertainment forever. This is the Marvel Universe, rooted in the 1960s. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created iconic characters like Spider-Man, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. These characters reflected real-world issues. Spider-Man learned that with great power comes great responsibility. The X-Men fought for a world that feared them. Marvel's interconnected storytelling set it apart. Characters crossed over, creating rich narratives. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is a global phenomenon. Let's journey back in time to a world of swords and sorcery, of barbarians and mythical creatures. This is the world of Conan the Barbarian, a character who helped revive the fantasy genre. Robert E. Howard created Conan in the 1930s, but it was in the 1960s and 70s that Conan truly found his stride. Conan wasn't your typical hero. He was a barbarian, a warrior who relied on brute strength and cunning. His adventures were gritty, violent, and often morally ambiguous. This grittiness, this willingness to embrace the darker side of fantasy is precisely what made Conan so compelling. Conan's influence can be seen in everything from fantasy novels to blockbuster films. The Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, even The Witcher, they all owe a debt to the raw, visceral appeal of Conan. Let's talk about the magic behind the curtain, the unsung heroes who brought these fantastic worlds to life. In the 1950s, sci-fi effects were often crude, relying on clunky robots and unconvincing aliens. But something remarkable happened in the 60s and 70s. Driven by a desire for realism and fueled by technological advancements, special effects underwent a revolution. Think about the intricate miniatures used in 2001, A Space Odyssey, to create the awe-inspiring spacecraft. Remember the groundbreaking stop-motion animation of Ray Harryhausen? This era saw the rise of motion control cameras and more sophisticated matte paintings. The evolution of special effects in this era laid the groundwork for the blockbuster filmmaking we know today. The $6 Million Man, with its iconic opening sequence and cybernetically enhanced hero, became a pop culture phenomenon. The premise was simple. Astronaut Steve Austin, gravely injured in a test flight, is rebuilt as a cyborg with superhuman strength, speed, and vision. The show followed Austin's adventures as he used his abilities to fight crime and espionage. But The $6 Million Man was more than just a cheesy action show. It explored themes of identity, disability, and the ethics of using technology to enhance human capabilities. Austin's struggle to reconcile his humanity with his cybernetic implants resonated with audiences. The show's influence on popular culture is undeniable, helping popularize the concept of cyborgs and enhanced humans. It reminds us that with great power comes great responsibility, and that the line between human and machine is becoming increasingly blurred. Let's talk about the people who kept these stories alive, who fueled the passion and enthusiasm for sci-fi and fantasy. The 1970s saw the rise of fan conventions, gatherings where like-minded individuals could come together to celebrate their favorite shows, movies, comics, and books. These conventions were more than just meet and greets. They were incubators of creativity. One of the earliest and most influential fan communities revolved around Star Trek. Trekkies, as they came to be known, were passionate about their show, organizing conventions and creating fanzines. This era also saw the rise of comic book fandom, with conventions like Comic-Con becoming increasingly popular. Cosplay, while still in its infancy, was beginning to emerge as a way for fans to express their creativity. The rise of sci-fi and fantasy fandom in the 1970s laid the groundwork for the vibrant geek culture we know today. Star Wars, a space opera that blended classic mythology, swashbuckling adventure, and groundbreaking special effects, captured the imaginations of audiences worldwide. George Lucas, a young filmmaker with a vision for a galaxy far, far away, created a universe that felt both familiar and utterly unique. Luke Skywalker, a farm boy yearning for adventure, became the ultimate reluctant hero. Darth Vader, the masked villain with a chilling presence, became an icon of evil. But Star Wars wasn't just about lightsabers and space battles. It was a story about good versus evil, about hope triumphing over despair, about the power of belief. The film's impact on cinema cannot be overstated. It ushered in the era of the summer blockbuster. Its groundbreaking special effects set a new standard for visual storytelling. Star Wars' legacy continues to this day, inspiring countless filmmakers, writers, and artists. From the suave espionage of James Bond to the epic space battles of Star Wars, the 1960s and 70s shaped the future of pop culture. These stories, with their iconic characters, groundbreaking special effects and thought-provoking themes, continue to resonate with audiences today. They remind us of the power of imagination, the importance of social commentary, and the enduring allure of adventure. So which of these stories do you think had the biggest impact? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into pop culture history, only on emgotv1.